All right, let's dive right in. Today we're digging deep into a really fascinating process, how India takes its incredible underground mineral wealth and turns it into public revenue. It's a really detailed process, so let's break it down.
It all boils down to this one big question. Selling off your country's natural resources is a really high-stakes game. You've got to have a system that's fair, right? Totally transparent, super competitive, and ensures the best possible value for the public. No shady, backroom deals. For India, the answer is a carefully planned, multi-stage auction.
So, before anyone even thinks about placing a bid, a ton of prep work has to happen. This is the crucial first phase, where you can think of the government as literally drawing the treasure map.
Okay, so first up, the state government pinpoints a specific area that's rich in minerals. From there, they put together this super detailed tender document. Think of it like the ultimate guide to that piece of land, packed with geological reports and all that. Finally, they publish what's called a Notice Inviting Tender, or NIT, and that's what officially gets the ball rolling.
Now, one of the most important terms you'll hear is the reserve price. And this isn't just some number they pull out of a hat. It's the absolute minimum bid, the starting line for the whole race. The government calculates the total estimated value of all the minerals and sets a floor. If your bid isn't above that line, you're not even in the game.
And bam, the second that Notice Inviting Tender goes public, the clock starts ticking. That day is called T0, and seriously, every single deadline from here on out is measured from that exact moment.
All right, so the stage is set, the map is drawn. Now it's time for the bidders to step into the ring and show what they're made of. Bidders can't just show up and throw a bunch of money on the table. They have to submit a two-part bid. The first part is the technical bid. This is basically their resume. It answers the question, are you actually qualified, legally and financially, to even be here? Then you have the initial price offer. That's their opening shot. What percentage of the mineral's value they're willing to pay?
Think of this whole process like a funnel. All the bids get submitted, but then the government gets really meticulous, checking everyone's qualifications. Only the ones who pass this tough check get to be called technically qualified bidders. And here's the clever part. Their price offers don't even get opened until after they've passed. This makes sure only the serious contenders make it to the final round.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Once all the qualified bidders are announced, their initial price offers are revealed. But the highest one doesn't win. Not yet, anyway. Instead, it becomes the new starting price for the final auction. So that original reserve price, that's old news. The floor just got a whole lot higher.
And this timeline, wow, it really shows you how intense this all is. Bidders get about a month to pull together these incredibly complex bids, and then it's a total whirlwind. In just a couple of weeks, the government vets everyone, reveals that new floor price, and gets ready for the final showdown. It is a high-speed, high-stakes process for sure. And that brings us to the main event, a live online e-auction. The fancy term is ascending forward, but really, just picture a classic auction you'd see on TV. The bidding starts at that new, higher floor price, and all the qualified bidders just keep outbidding each other until there's only one left standing. Highest bid takes it all. So winning the auction, that's a huge deal. But believe it or not, it is not the finish line. Not even close. Now the winner has to actually follow through and start the long process of getting that final mining license. So the winner gets a brand new title. They are now the preferred bidder. This is an official thing, and it gives them the exclusive right to move on to the next steps. They've won the race, now they just have to prove they can claim the prize. Okay, so you're the preferred bidder. Great. But now you've got to put your money where your mouth is. Let's talk about the immediate costs.
Right off the bat, the winner has to deal with two big financial commitments, and each one is 0.5% of the total value of the minerals in that block. First up is the upfront payment. You can think of this as the first big installment on their winning bid. It shows they're serious.
And the second 0.5% is for something called a performance security. This is kind of like a security deposit. It's a bank guarantee that the government holds on to make sure the winner follows through on all their promises. If they mess up or miss deadlines, poof, that money is gone. And yeah, the winner's to-do list is pretty long. It's not just about the money. They have to submit this incredibly detailed mining plan spelling out exactly how they're going to get the minerals out of the ground. And this is a big one.
They're responsible for getting all the environmental permits and other legal clearances. And this final part, it takes a while. The government gives them a letter of intent about 90 days after the auction. But then the bidder has almost a whole year, 270 days, to get all that paperwork, all those plans, and all those clearances sorted out. Only when every single box has been checked do they finally get the mining lease.
So, after going through all those steps, all those timelines, all those percentages, you might be wondering, why? Why make it so complicated? Let's zoom out and look at the big picture.
You know, this quote from the source material really just nails it. The whole point of this elaborate dance is to hit 3 main goals. First, transparency, so no more secret deals. Second, competition, to make sure the public gets the absolute best price. And third, securing that revenue for the state. It's all about turning rocks in the ground into funds for the public good.
And that kind of leaves us with this final question to think about. When you create a system that's this structured, this competitive, what does it really mean for the future of how India manages all of its valuable natural resources? It's a shift, right? Moving away from older ways and towards a system built on accountability. And that could shape everything for years to come. Thanks for joining us.